Hello and welcome to Winnie's Edu World. Let's discuss Polynomials, Chapter 2, Grade 9. Polynomials. Did it strike? Have you heard it previously? In Grade 8, Algebraic Expressions chapter, we had polynomials a little bit there, right? So in Grade 9, we are going to do polynomials in detail. Very interesting chapter. Just try to concentrate. There are very small minute things which we have to understand before we get deep into it. Okay, so now you would have learned in algebraic expressions that algebraic expressions are termed as polynomials, isn't it? So now if I have a 2x raised to 2 plus 3. This is an algebraic expression, isn't it? I have two terms, I am adding them. Now this is a polynomial. Okay, two terms are coming together and the operator is there. It is a polynomial. Now, do you think this is a polynomial? Can you find out what is the difference? This power is negative. So, any expression with negative power is not a polynomial. One important point, negative power is not a polynomial. Okay? So, now, what is the second thing? We should know all the no's before we know all the yeses, isn't it? Yeah. So what is the next thing? If I have under root 2x raised to 3 plus 1, is it a polynomial? And also 2 under root x raised to the power of 3 plus 1. Is it a polynomial? Which one is polynomial in these two? This is a polynomial and this is not a polynomial. Do you know the difference? Variable plays an important role here. See, our variable is not in under root here. That means variable is not irrational. Here variable is irrational. If it is under root x, that means it becomes x raised to 1 by 2 into 3, which becomes x raised to 3 by 2. So the power is in fraction. Power cannot be fraction. If in an expression power is fraction, that means it is not a polynomial. Understood? What is the difference between these two? Here our coefficient is in under root and here the variable is in under root. If variable is in under root, it is not a polynomial. Perfect? Is that clear? Now two things. What was it? The power cannot be negative. The power cannot be in fraction. Is that clear? Good. Now x raised to 3 by 4 and x raised to 3 by 4x. Among these two, wear your thinking caps. It is not that difficult. Wear your thinking caps and take a guess which one is polynomial and which one is not a polynomial. No idea? This is a polynomial and this is not a polynomial. Why? The variable cannot be a denominator. In the denominator, you should not have a variable. Do you know the funda for that? See, if you have 1 by x, what does it become? X raised to minus 1. Again to the first one only, negative power. So this is not a polynomial, this is a polynomial. I am sure you would have got clear idea what is a polynomial and what is not a polynomial by now. Is that clear? Now you tell me, is this a polynomial? Yes, this is a polynomial. Under root 2x square plus under root 2x plus under root 3. Is this a polynomial? Yes, this is a polynomial because variable is untouched. Variable is not in under root, only the constant values are in under root. Perfect. Now 1 by x square plus 2, is it a polynomial? No, because x is in the denominator. Correct. So now after we clear these things, what is the next thing that we have to clear? The types of polynomials. You should understand what are different types of polynomials. You can classify polynomials based on two criteria. What are they? First is number of terms and second is on the basis of degree. So what do you understand by terms? Did I tell you that? No? See, your chapter's name is Polynomials. If we split it into two parts, it becomes, poly becomes many and nomials becomes terms, many terms. Many terms coming together is a polynomial. Easy to remember, isn't it? So what is a term now? When we were doing the example 2x square plus 2x plus 1, in this expression, this is the expression. In this expression, this is one term, this is another term, this is another term. So how many terms are there? 3 terms. Clear? What is a term? Is it clear? And this whole thing is called as a expression. Whole thing is called as a expression. And here 2 is the coefficient of x square. What is it? Coefficient. 2 is the coefficient of x square. 2 is the coefficient of x. Okay, and 2 is the power. Now if I say 2x square plus 2x plus 1 is equal to 0, when there is a left hand side and right hand side, the expression will become a equation. Clear? Okay, so I think terms is clear to you. So now let us see, based on terms, how do we classify it? Now this is 2x. How many terms? One term. It is a polynomial, but what is it called? It is called as monomial. Mono. One term. Monomial. 2x plus 3. What is it? 2 terms. Binomial. Clear? Now it is 2x square plus 3x plus 4. 3 terms. What is it? Trinomial. Trinomial. Or it is also called as a polynomial. After this, there are many, but they are all together called as polynomials only. If I add 5x raised to 4, how many ever terms come, all of it will combinedly called as polynomials only. Okay, so this is the thing, how you classify it based on terms. Now we need to understand how we are going to classify it based on degree. What is degree? Do you know what is degree of a polynomial? Degree of a polynomial. It's very easy to understand. You have a polynomial 2x raised to 2 plus 3x plus 1. Now, general question. If you finish your education and people ask you, What is your degree? What will you say? Will you say 10th, 11th or first year, second year? No, right? The highest level of education, isn't it? The same way in this also you will say the highest power. What is the highest power here? The power of this is 2. Power of this x is 1. What is the power of this? Does it have a power? 1? You can ask me, there is no variable. So how does 1 has a power? Do you have that question? You should have questions, my dears. Always ask questions. As many questions you ask, that much your doubts will get cleared. So 1, there is no variable here. But if I write 1 into x raised to 0, I will get 1 only, right? Because x raised to the power of 0 is always 1. What do you say? Exactly. So here I can. So how can I rewrite this? Let me just rewrite this equation. Can I write it as 2x raised to the power of 2 plus 3x raised to the power of 1 plus 1x raised to the power of 0? If I write it, then also it will become 2x raised to the power of 2 plus 3x plus 1. Right? Clear? So now which is the highest power? 2. So what is the power of this polynomial? 2. Exactly. The highest power of the variable is the degree of your polynomial. Is it clear? Sometimes what happens is, they just to confuse you, they will write 9y square plus 2y square plus 5. So you can further simplify it, don't you think so? This will become 11y square plus 5, right? So it is what? Binomial, and the degree is 2. In the same way, what they can do? They can also make the question as 3y raised to the power of 3 into 3y raised to the power of 2 plus 5. Now tell me, what is the degree? Is it 3? Because you see 3y raised to the power of 3. Is the degree 3? No. What should you do? Always simplify, right? You can write it as 9y raised to the power of 5 plus 5 into 3, 15y cube. So now what is the degree? Yeah, now the degree is 5. Correct? This is how you find out degree of a polynomial. Clear? So based on the degree, if the degree of your polynomial is 1, how do you find out that? Let us see, let me clear it. My polynomial is 2x. What is the degree? 1. If the degree is 1, the type of polynomial, it is linear polynomial. Straight. Next year you will have graphs to draw based on all this. Then if it is 2x raised to 2 plus 3x, what is the degree of the polynomial? 2. If it is 2, what kind of polynomial is it? Quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial. Is that correct? And if it is 3x cubed plus 2x square plus 3x plus 1, what kind of polynomial is it? Cubic. Clear? The 3 type of polynomials. Is it clear to you all? Right? Okay. Now, under root 2 or 3 or 1, what are these called as? What is the degree of these? We have discussed it little bit. So if you are able to recollect, that would be nice. What is the degree of all these constants? Any idea? Degree of all the constants. I need to get 3 only. With x, if I multiply, I should not get 3x. I have to get 3. So what should I do? X raised to 0. If I multiply under root 2 with x raised to 0, it will be under root 2. This will be 3. This will be 1. So when I am multiplying all this with x raised to 0, I am getting the same constant values. So these are called as constant polynomial. So constant polynomial, linear polynomial, quadratic polynomial, cubic polynomial. There is one more polynomial pending. For this, there is a question. Okay, let us see that. If you can answer that, it will help you. It is a MCQ. For constant polynomial, there is a line. You know what? All the non-zero numbers are constant polynomials. All the non-zero numbers are constant polynomials. Now if I ask you, do you think all the real numbers are polynomials? Real numbers means it will include your rational number, irrational number, whole number, natural number, everything. So you tell me, all the real numbers, are they polynomials? Take a guess. Who said yes? Who said no? All the real numbers are not polynomials, my dears. Why? Because there is a whole number group also. You remember, 0 comes there. So I said a statement, all the non-zero numbers are constant polynomials. So 0 should not be part of it. So if you get a statement like that, keep this in mind. It will help you. It's an MCQ question. So what happens to 0? What is 0? Now you see one thing. 2 into x raised to 0 will give you what? 2. 2 into x raised to 3 will give you 2x raised to 3. 2 into x raised to 4 will give you what? 2x raised to 4, right? So now if I had deleted this portion also, if you look at it, you can take a guess. This is 2. So definitely they would have multiplied with x raised to 0. This is 2x raised to 3. So definitely they would have multiplied with x raised to 3. This is x raised to 4. Yeah, they would have multiplied with x raised to 4. Right? So it's easy. You know the degree looking at the number. But if it is 0, what happens? 0 into x raised to 0 is how much? 0. 0 into x raised to 2 is how much? 0. 0 into x raised to 3 is how much? 0. So now if I delete this, would you be able to tell me what power of x or what exponent of x was multiplied with 0? We can't say, right? So the degree of 0 is undefined, right? And 0 is called as a zero polynomial. 0 is not called as constant polynomial, it is called as zero polynomial, and the degree of 0 is undefined. This is a MCQ question. Keep that in mind. Okay? Now, is there anything else? Is there anything else, guys? Coefficient, you are clear. Can you tell me what is the coefficient of this one? Put your thinking cap. Don't say it is 2. Anybody saying 2? How do we find coefficient? We have to see with the variable, what are you multiplying? 1 by 2. So this block, the constant block, is the coefficient. Okay, 1 by 2 is the coefficient in x square by 2. Is that clear? In 2x square, all of you know 2 is the coefficient, right? So that's it. I hope you have cleared your doubts related to the basics of polynomials. Please do let me know how you liked it. If you have more questions, please do post it in the comment section, and please do subscribe, like and share with your friends. Thank you. Have a nice day.